these beautiful faces popping up. I'm like, ah, let me take it in. Jackie. Oh, Shelly, Shannon. Oh, Mandy. Oh, Christy, Wendy. Look at y'all. Oh, the fire horse shirt. Look at that. Today's the kickoff. You know, it's also part of the reason why we chose to do it. Cindy Witt, there's our girl, is to do this. Dawn is on the 17th because it is the first day of the year of the fire horse. And I'm going to tell you what, I think that's really significant, incredibly significant. And as we have and will be talking more in the coming weeks about, oh, Patty, about who we are, why we came together to create and cultivate a community around worthiness, is why we are here. And the post that was made yesterday, I intentionally reposted because it's what we want to begin to talk about, is that worthiness isn't contingent on a program. Worthiness isn't contingent upon getting the next new secret into someone else's training program, but that the worthiness we want to begin to collectively talk about is what wisdom it brings forth from within you and your story and your beauty of your inner world and your connection with horses. And I did put that horses are not required to own to be part of the Worthy Cowgirl, because the Worthy Cowgirl is also about the spirit of the cowgirl being, um, a loving the earth, understanding the dynamics of what it takes to have grit and courage and grace. And I can guarantee you that as women, we have it in our lineage, right? There was somebody that had to walk alongside that epigenetic pathway of forming that path for us all to be here. And so a lot of the Worthy Cowgirl, again, we'll be talking about it in small snippets so that we can really take it in, is also about creating a legacy. So we are about a legacy and not a movement. And the reason why that is important is because movements can ebb and flow. Movements can catch one generation but miss the next. But a legacy is an inherited story of how one generation pours into the next, of how we build a foundation with first within ourselves to be able to support growth and life. And so that's, again, there'll be some women joining this community that do not own a horse, but they believe in the spirit and they are very much connected to the women that are already here, right, Lori? Exactly. And so we had posted that the Worthy Cowgirl is about the spirit of the cowgirl. It's about the love of the horse and what the horse represents. And so the year of the fire horse is embodiment, it's power, it's movement, it's leaving behind old stories, old experiences, and moving into a more centered, grounded self that's connected to your own intuition, your own sense of wisdom, embodied wisdom, and how we move forward from there. So this is the official kickoff of that conversation. And Ashley, if you want to speak to the next piece of this, and you guys, I'll be reading the comments. If you guys have an inspired word for the year of the horse, the fire horse, if there has been a word that's been within you that really connected to the year of the fire horse, put it in the chat because I would love to hear those words.
Hey everybody. It's
Mhm.
so good to see everyone. Like my heart is just beaming full. Miss all you guys, a lot of you. I think we know everyone, most everyone that's here, so it's so good to see you. I just want to start off by saying like who here has felt hopeless, helpless, and worthless, right? And feeling like you have a place that you just don't belong, that everywhere you go, you just don't belong, right? Here at this table, everybody is welcome. And it makes me emotional saying that because you're all welcome. You don't have to be the best barrel racer. You don't have to be the best at what you do. You're welcome here. And the reason why we also started this is the sisterhood that comes together, right? To lift each other up. The one that's beside that needs help, right? That's why we're here. Um, there's so many people that are chasing after this transformation and this change when they're actually skipping over the root cause, right? There's so many groups and so many trainings and so many things. And again, we're not just talking to cowgirls. Well, we are the spirit of them, but we're talking to artists or athletes, anybody that just loves a cowboy hat or cowboy boots or a horse, right? There's people searching for healing or a missing link in their life and they're not sure what it is. That's where Leanna's techniques come in, right? Where you just keep repeating the same behavior, the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Leanna's going to come in there and help yank that root and burn it, right? It lies within the nervous system. Yeah. And I'll just give a quick personal testimony that was really powerful. I grew up riding since I was little, right? Like a lot of people here. And I just would have a knee-jerk reaction, right? The knee-jerk reaction on the horse. I've tried so many different things, guys, to break free from that, and nothing worked. And I've gone after my own healing and have my own personal ways to heal in different avenues, but I didn't go after the nervous system like Leanna does. So she did some eye movement things on me. And the next day I went to a barrel race and my hand was in the correct space because she unlocked that. She pulled that root and lit it on fire. I have not had that reaction since. The other thing I want to talk about real quick is just the awareness you'll learn of your own being and body every day, all the time, not just on a horse or just riding with your kids, with your husband, how you carry hay down to go feed at night, right? What is your nervous system doing? Where are you tight? Where you're holding tension? All those things. So it's just going to be a beautiful journey. And I'm so excited to be here. But I feel like there's so many places where people just don't feel like they belong, or they're not good enough, or don't have the fastest horse, or not the best at this, or, you feel like you have to meet this mile marker to be worth it. Well, that's a lie. That's not true. You don't have to hit any of that. None of it. You don't have to have any of it. People are winning and doing great out there with all this stuff. So let's come back to joy, and Leanna will help us all unlock that in the centeredness. So that's, yeah, I'm just happy to be here. So next up is Sunny. And Sunny's a grandma, a professional barrel racer who just also set an arena record on good old Dottie.
Dottie.
Yeah. And so we love Sunbun, and she's a teacher, and she just a rancher and incredible human. So welcome, Sunny.
Hello, everyone. I just got done teaching a class, and so I'm sitting on the stage, and the lights are really hard. So Ashley, you look amazing. You guys all look amazing, and I'm like, anyway. So yes, I'm on the stage at school, and that's why I look weird. Anyway. So the thing I'm excited about this is to have a community again where we can all talk and relate to each other. In the collaboration, that has helped because I can listen to what Ashley is saying. I can listen to what anybody is saying. And a lot of times I can take that back and use that in my own arena of life. And the thing that I've always enjoyed about this group of girls is the authenticity that we have with everybody. So this is going to be guided by Leanna, 20 years of experience of teaching and training. I've got my notes here as a good teacher here. And just celebrating each other and mentoring each other. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the difference between mentoring and coaching as well. So we're going to be helping others make a way in their process. That's part of our mentoring, is making that way through I'm going to just call it the arena of life, because some people don't compete in the arena. And that's totally great because you don't even have to have a horse to be here. I have a master's in education and I've taught for 26 years, and I'm going to graduate after this year. I don't call it retiring, I'm calling it graduating from teaching. I told the kids I'm going to walk with them across the stage during graduation. I can take what Leanna, and my background is also in science. So when Leanna she'll give me these documents and it's Leanna talking in Leanna's science voice. And I'm like, okay, Leanna, general public is not going to understand all this. So I take it and make it to where everybody can understand it, that you don't feel left behind, that you don't feel like you're not going to understand what we're talking about. So that is kind of my role here. Um, because when you teach somebody, if you hear it, that's the first thing. And then you'll see it. Leanna will go through and show you some actual movements. If you go and talk to somebody else about it, that's when you start to learn. And then we'll have like a little workbook or some worksheets that no, they're not going to be graded and they don't have to be turned in, but it will help you understand what's going on with you. Okay, you don't have to compare it to anybody. There's no pressure to get it done. But if you journal and you're writing about it, that's going to help you learn even more. Um, so the workbook is going to be kind of on your own as well as we go through these classes. Um, we are not here to coach you. We are here to mentor you. And probably the difference between those is a coach is a short-term, has a short-term time on it. They will teach you a specific skill. My husband coaches basketball, teaches specific skills. Their goal is to win a game. There's very specific goals. But mentoring is more of a lifetime walk. Uh, and a lot of it is my firsthand experience. Ashley and I talk a lot about, oh, well, this is when this happened, this is what I did. So that relationship is a lot more informal. I don't know the answers to everything. I don't claim to, but I can tell you what I did at that point in life. And a lot of times that has helped a lot of people. And sometimes I'm here just to listen to what you have to say. And that sometimes people work through a lot of their problems by just talking it out to somebody. I didn't say anything. I just listened and smiled. So that is help. That's more of a mentorship than a coach. So that is kind of my role, is to help bring all the big science words down to everybody's level where we can all understand it, help you learn it, uh, to be very easy. We don't want this to be stressful at all. We want everyone to be welcoming and happy, and this is a great place to be. Other than that, I do run barrels. You guys probably have seen my my journey with Dottie. So there's going to be a lot more in that. I did get to run at Denver this year, which was amazing. And that post where she was refusing to go in the arena and I was having to work with that changed a few things. And my husband was even down there when I was at Denver just in case, and didn't need him. Just she just went right on in and had the best time ever. So that is kind of my story. We'll be talking more about all of that. But I want to give it to my great friend, Lori. Lori is a mastermind in her own world with all of everything that we've done. So,
Yep.
Lori.
Okay, hello. It is so good to see all of your faces. I'm going to start by kind of talking about the how. Like, Leanna was talking about what this is about, who we are, and, what we're doing here, what our mission is. And Ashley and Sunny kind of giving a little bit of the pieces of how, how and what, and
the process that we're looking at. But so I'm going to kind of talk about a little bit of the how are we going to do this. So we came together, and I mean, from our first conversation about this, there's some things that, happen in life that you just, it's a yes right away, right? I feel like we have the best team with the best hearts. And I know so many of you that I saw come in here, I already know that's true for you guys. So, but the way, in order to launch something like this, you've got to keep the lights on. So we will have a paid membership option, about $30 a month. And that will be for some, the extra teachings and everything. The group on Facebook is going to stay open to anyone. So our vision is big for this. We, each of us has been impacted, I think it's safe to say, in several areas of life by what Leanna teaches. For me personally, I'm one of those, if you're in here and you don't have a horse, whether you're live with us right now or you're watching this later or recording, I'm the one that on the team that I've not owned a horse yet. So it just hasn't been in the cards for me, but I can tell you right now that I'm 47. I'm a mom of 4. I'm married. I have relationships, friendships, family members. It has impacted my life in so many ways. And when music opportunities came up a couple of years ago, I can tell you right now that it helped me as I, for the first time, was asked to sing on some pretty big stages for the first time in my life. I always thought that if I had anything to do with music, that I was going to be in a room somewhere and wasn't going to be seen or anything, just to produce the things and then send them out. But that is not what was in the cards. And so there are still some things working on the back end, which, the things that Leanna teaches has helped me when it comes to being on a stage in front of a lot of people, writing, songwriting, writer's block, having a deadline to finish a project by. These things that she teaches are real, tangible things. And I have learned so much about myself. I mean, what she does addresses, like Ashley said, the root issue. So it's about healing and empowering each of us from the inside out. And there are habits and tendencies. I think if you guys saw my post, my biggest thing was I really thought that, 5 years ago, even, I would have laughed if you said that I could, work on a daily basis and not just be in anxiety all the time. I have a history of kind of OCD and, how taking on way more than I should and things like that. And just to go, go, go. And so, I mean, seriously, Leanna, what you have taught, what I've learned from you has made me realize that it doesn't have to be that way. And, for those of us with long standing habits like that, it is an ongoing process. But I can tell you, like, even when crazy curveballs come in, and I'm talking about serious, I can give you an example. When my brother was diagnosed with brain cancer and dealing with that, having to do all the normal things and wear all the hats. And then while my brother's going through that, it helped me through that. That self-awareness. So I'm able to recognize things in myself, and I have tools in place to address those things and come out of it. So it's just very, very deep impact that Leanna has had on me. And so my role is going to be operations. That's my history, 20 plus years of helping to build business. And I'm all about efficiencies and flow. How do we make it easier for everyone, like you guys and us on the back end? That's my jam. So that is what I'm doing. And as far as the vision, we just are seeing this as a community that we envision building up with women who love the Western lifestyle all over this country. And the collaboration aspect is my favorite part. So just the vision is coming together and having this amazing support group as we're learning how to get to the root issue and lifting each other up in whatever you're in, whatever venture, whatever discipline, whatever you're doing in your day-to-day life, just lifting each other up. And like, I love the question, how many women can we help raise up? And so if that sounds like something you want to be a part of and help raising other women up, um, you're in the right spot.
Oh, that's beautifully said. And again, like just this is just this today is just connecting face to face. I'm reading all the comments, and my life has been equally, if not more, changed by the presence of all of you collectively than I think I have done for anyone, because it is through community and relationships that we truly heal and grow. It's look at the wisdom of the herd, right? Like it is something that we were created to be in relationship. And unfortunately, a lot of wounding happens in relationship. That's why it is so pivotal and important to be intentional with the relational world that we begin to create, especially in the year of the fire horse. Because again, it is one of those things where, as a community, right, we begin to deepen our roots, and that's the legacy. We begin to deepen those roots far and wide to touch other people, right? I mean, that's to me where you want to see someone shine. It's going to be when they start pouring into other people, right? When we get outside of our own story and we start getting invested in other people, God will take care of the rest. And that's where we're going to be mentoring, where there's mentors, movers, and makers. And so movers are going to be those women who are wanting to be part of this group, to be supported, to make that next move in their life, whether it's barrel racing, as a parent, as a business owner, as a creative. What has astounded me is to watch, even though I might have been quiet for a while, is to watch everyone's starting a new business. I'm doing this. I've changed this. And I'm like, yes, like that was so inspiring. So I want you guys to know that you have inspired me. Like that, watching you guys. And again, that's going to be the mirror neuron system, is I can glean from other people's experiences and get that inspiration. So instead of needing a movement, I don't need a movement. I need inspiration. And that's the piece of it, is that when you know where that inspiration comes from and that you're surrounded by support, the how and what to do will take care of itself. And so that's the layer, and that we want to address is those deep roots. And so movers, again, you want to move from one place to the next. You want to move your story. You want to move a different timeline. Who knows, right? But then there's the makers, and that's going to be the piece that we're going to need y'all's help with. And that's the makers are, we want to shine a light on the women in the Western lifestyle that are the artists, the singers, the songwriters, the those of you broke what you make, right? It's like Julie, what you make. It's like those things that are made by the hands, the inspiration and the love of cowgirls. We want to be able to say, here's a platform for them to shine too, right? And your businesses, right? Like that's where we want to come alongside of and co-journey with you. And that's a mentor. A mentor can co-journey. A coach can have its place, but a mentor is a relationship, because, and then that where it goes into mentoring. Everything that we teach here, you are free to use in your world, to whom you mentor, to whom you come into contact with. That is yours to give, because it is one of those things that when we continue to grow and like an ecosystem, it begins to feed into other areas and other places of our life. And so what you learn, you will take and you will use within yourself, within your relationships, your horse. How we show up in life really has a profound impact as to how life engages with us. And so we are in that place of the very first kind of conversations we're going to start having, and that we want to also hear from you guys, is how we show up in life, and what's the relational neuroscience behind that, and what are those elements that might have not been fully unpacked before that can now be fully unpacked and we can dive really deep. And it's not about pressure, it's about inspiration. So that's the hope. That is the foundation. That's the launching pad of who and what we are. Again, we'll still be having conversations to dive deeper into some of these elements that we're just kind of just hitting on right now, but we'll be able to again explore that. Does anybody have any? We want to keep this short, so we're gonna probably do another just like 10 minutes, right? Because we want to also be very respectful of people's time. But does anybody have anything to say or a question? We're open. I'm just going through you guys reading all these comments. Yeah, given it will be given. That's exactly right, Donna. That's the heart of this. And that's
I,
again it's the heart.
I love this. I love all of it.
Oh, I'm so thankful. Yeah, it's the heart. Oh gosh, the heart posture.
Hey,
Oh,
Leanne, are you there?
yes,
I
Julie.
know. I'm driving, so I can't put in the chat, but I have missed you. It makes my heart so happy to hear you.
Mine too. I have tears. Mine
Yep.
too. We need each other so badly. We do.
Well, if you guys really want to know, I was more nervous about talking today than I was running in Denver. I was like, oh.
Me too.
So I am just so excited for this. And
Oh,
so,
Julie, it's hard to hear you, Julie. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, my heart needed it too. This
I
is,
have I have something to add to that.
yes.
I feel the same way, Julie. It just we're both driving. We're going to a barrel race, and I'm just so happy to see your face and to hear your voice. It brings tears to my eyes also. I
Me
can't
too.
wait. I can't
Me
wait
too.
to see what
Yeah.
happens here. It's going to be
Oh,
great.
yes. And I love that phrase because we're creating this in order to create the space for possibilities to emerge. I'm going to say this. There has to be enough safety within our nervous system to allow that space. Our nervous systems have to feel grounded, safe, and secure in order to be open to that concept of allowing the possibility for those things to emerge. And that's, again, that's one of those things. We're just having that sense of community and you guys hearing
Yes.
from us as to we want to be clear and transparent with this is who we are, this is what we are about, and this is what we have to offer without any pressure. And it's like what Ashley said earlier, you will be just fine without learning, like it's not contingent. Now, will this information, do I fully wholeheartedly believe it will help transform people? Yes, because I've lived it, walked it for over 25 years. I've seen it, do you know what I mean? So it's like I can't, like that is this part is such a passion, but I want this passion to be unbound and unbridled, not contingent, not performance based, not, does that make sense? Not where it has levels to unlock. Now, it doesn't mean that there aren't like, there's not, different things to explore, but there's not levels or to unlock. Like, it's just, that's not how it's going to be. We heal and transform through community and conversation. And this is what we're here to do. So here's the ask is that and girls chime in is that you spread the word and invite your community to join because here's what we want. Each and every single one of you have a voice and a gift to give others around you. So we want to help support your voice, your gift, your purpose of who you are called to go out there and mentor. That is what the heart of the Worthy Cowgirl is, because the Worthy Cowgirl is about a legacy and who we can impact. And, just dreaming. So dream with me for a second is that I was telling everybody, I was like, okay, I really want, so we do have t-shirts and we'll have some more designs and Donna's amazing daughter is just such a gift. But like, I can see us having patches and when we're out in a community or you're out at a race and you helping someone else, you give them that patch and go, I saw what you did. And you showed that person their worthiness. And I saw it. Here's a patch. Come join the Worthy Cowgirl. Just like, do you know what I mean? Because it's that kind of community connection that I believe will make a huge impact. And then look at what it's going to bring out in us. All of us, like my heart now has an immense amount of joy and gratitude and humility because my worth is not based on my past, my mistakes. It's not. It's not contingent on any program or gaining any new skill. It's just my worth is because it is. And I can't think of a more simple message than that for ourselves and to give to other people around us and to give to future generations. Instill that worthiness in that bloodline, y'all, because it's going to be something that will sustain because somebody in your bloodline did, because that's why you're here. So what we want to do is say we hear the call. Let's keep it moving forward. So again, if you are so be so willing to spread that word to come join next Tuesday's call because we'll go a little bit deeper into some of these things and we'll start parsing it out like what's the education piece of this look like and who's a maker in your world that needs to be promoted or mentioned, right? Again, showcasing the art and the creativity because every one of you have creativity in you. You can't work with a horse and not be creative in some form or fashion to get it done, right? But we're going to call those things and we're going to start developing, you know, that sense of worthiness. And so we'll start some conversations online so we can, because we, again, here's the last thing I'll say is this, is I want this to be a responsive community. So what a responsive community is about, it's about hearing what is happening within the community because it's that reflection back to us of how we know to direct these conversations to help cultivate those conversations that are going to speak to what is happening in the here and the now. And as we come together as a community, you'll be very surprised that community themes start coming up, right? Especially if we listen and we pay attention. And so when we hear that, we want to hear from you because we want this to be a responsive, supportive group. And again, if there's a need, I'm going to tell you what, we want to like be able to sound, we want to be able to connect somebody with who they need, right? Period. Whether it's a trainer, whether it's a body, it doesn't matter. We want to be a community that references that doesn't have to hold it all, right? Like we want to be able to reference outside of ourselves to bring other talented people in because where there's choices, there's freedom. And so that's where again our heart is. So that's the ask. Did I make that clear, guys? The girls are like, be sure and ask. And I'm like, oh, okay, good.
Yeah, and I think it's too right. We all were already worth it. We
Oh,
were
yes.
already worthy. Everyone here was already worthy. We're
Oh,
just
yeah.
pushing it up and out in you
Pushing it
together.
up and out. And I love that. And removing those things that would make you doubt yourself,
Yes,
right? To
yes.
doubt that worthiness, to doubt. Because I tell you what, somebody who, when we're really secure in our worthiness, we're open to learning experiences. But doubt is is old.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And meeting people exactly where they
Yes.
are at.
Yes.
This isn't a comparative, oh, I gotta be like, and I gotta do, and I gotta stress and chaos. We're gonna
Yeah.
meet you exactly where you are.
Yes.
And I'm so
So
excited about that.
beautiful. Yes, yes, and yes. Hmm. Well, so if you guys we'll continue posting this week. So stay tuned. And with you guys, just posting it out there, inviting people to sign up for next Tuesday's call. And if you guys are open to it, I would love for, and if you are, just reach out to us if you're open to sharing parts of your story. Because again, that's what brought my tears to my eyes is seeing everyone's story. Because I look at each one of you and I have witnessed that. And so we learn and grow through stories. Like that is the brain. We're an experience-based brain. You've heard me say that. And stories elicit that energy of the experience, and it transmits into us, right? That sense of learning and growth in a safe way versus being lectured and this is something that you have to mimic. No, it has to happen through the stories that inspire, create, that cultivate what's already needed for whatever you are facing. And that's why we want to talk about. Yeah. So thank you guys for being here. Love each and every one of your faces and your hearts. Oh, man. So walk today in your worthiness. It is contingent on nothing. It just is because of who you are. And one fun post we're going to have is that we we are going to say a worthy cowgirl is, and we all get to chime in. So be looking for that one because that's where I want to hear a lot of voices raised. And if you know a worthy cowgirl, tag her in that one. Do you know what I mean? Like that, that's going to be a powerful one, guys. So thank you guys so much.
There was a question about ordering shirts.
Oh,
And so, Lori, I've got a hoodie on as well. So this is my hoodie. Lori's got, or Leanna's got the t-shirt, but Lori, you can tell them where they can order them at.
Yes. Okay, so I will share a link. I'll just go ahead and do it in the group since we're wrapping up, but I'll share a link. We are working on launching our products, which we're very excited about. But I have a little link where you can sign up to be notified as soon as everything's out and ready. And I'm excited to share. I got a little hoodie for my Claire. She's 10 and she's a junior worthy cowgirl. So there's a picture of that in there too. So I'll share the link on the Facebook group so you guys can check that out. And if you want to be notified whenever products are a go, then we'll make sure that happens.
love it. I love it. Linda Lynch said, worthy cowgirls, step up. Yep, that's what we're doing. All right, guys. Until next week. Love you guys.